Hey gang, welcome to the shop. Today is your birthday or you're celebrating the anniversary of a divorce. Happy celebrations to you. So today we have a 2007 Nissan Altima, 254,000 miles on it. Car's pretty clean. Pretty consistent customer of mine. Got no brake lights. Now, customer replaced the brake light switch and checked the fuse and still has no brake lights. So let's see if we could shoot this down. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called an IDPM self-test. Basically what that is this is your underhood fuse panel. This is IPDM, is Integrated Power Distribution Module. Now the computer in the car can do a self-test on it, and it's pretty simple to do. However, the one thing I'm not sure of is whether or not it can activate the brake lights. So the way that it's done is actually quite easy. This little button here, this is your door switch. So when you close the door, the lights go off, right? So basically, you get in the car, you turn the ignition on, and you have to press this 10 times within 20 seconds. Turn the car off, turn it back to ignition. Let's try it again. Press this 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the car off, turn it back on. Now what's happening, you heard the horn beep. The wipers are going by themselves. Goes through both speeds. It's going to turn the lights on. Both front and back. So there's your low beams, there's your high beams. It's going to activate the cooling fans, both low and high. And it's supposed to activate the AC compressor. So there's the cooling fans. And then it cycles again. Now, at no time did I see the brake lights come on. To stop the test, you just hit the button to turn the car off. So I got some wiring diagrams printed out. So looking at the wiring diagram, this is the underhood fuse panel, or the IPDM. What I'm interested in is here is 46 and 47. Because 47, get to the page, is a part of the system that runs the outside lights. So here, this is the under dash fuse panel. And we're going to be looking for fuse 11, which goes to the headlights, interior lights, and exterior lights, right? Now, all those are working. So I got a feeling that that's going to be good. We're also going to be looking at fuse 4. That's another part of the outside lights. And the last thing is that when we look at the rear tail lights, the combination lamp that's there, if we look at where that's fed from, it's going to go up to here. Okay, this is at the fuse block again. Let me see, fuse 4 is going to left indicator. Doesn't say if it's front or rear. But We'll get down here. But these are the main parts of our circuit. Okay. And then on the inside of the fuse cover, we have something of a diagram. You can't see it. I can see it. Okay, so we're looking for 46 and 47, which tail lamp, clearance lamp. Okay, so it should be the second fuse right here. Okay. Gotta go turn the ignition on. Oh, this is fun. Okay, so we got supply. That was the marker lights, so I know that this guy's working. And I know that the rear lamps themselves work, as far as the marker lights. So this is a circuit that's not energized right now. What is that? High beams. Now the right high beam anyway. Okay. All right, so all that seems to be in order. So it looks like next we're going to be looking at fuse 4 under the dash. And fuse 7. Okay. So we got fuse 7 here, which is a 10 amp, which comes down to the stoplight switch. Goes out on a red and green. That's the fuse block. Comes out on an orange, goes to a connector, which is in the trunk. And then, my glasses out of the way. We got this orange that comes down and goes to the stop lamp. Okay. So next stop is going to be focus. Fuse 7. Now it doesn't tell me the number assignments, but basically I have to turn this way, count over, and then we have stop lamp, which is a 10 amp. So I'll get my drop light. And my power probe. Now, I say, I know you guys aren't going to be able to see what I'm doing here, so you're just going to have to trust me. All right, so we know that our 10 amp is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7th one over, it looks like. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You kidding me? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What if we count from this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, well, this might be a quicker video than I thought it was going to be. So, looking at this panel here, I'm going to stay here for a second. Let's count over from the left where it says 15 amp spare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th spot. Okay. And it says battery stop lamp. And what I'm looking at, it's right here. Okay. Now, if we count over from the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 from either direction. You guys with me? Let's see. Everything in here is made out of plastic. Okay. Sorry about the shaky cam. All right, so let's start counting, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you kidding me? All right. Now, the question is, do I have any of these mini fuses? Okay. This is all it is. It's going to be a very short day. It's actually a day after Easter. It's 47 degrees outside. Really, really wet. Really, really cold. Not that I don't want to be here. Nobody else is working today in the shop. And, well, I could be doing other stuff. I don't know what. All right, so that looks like it's in. And if I step on the brakes, you should be able to see that on the garage door, but just in case, let's do this. Okay, show's over. That was quick. Did all 3 brake lights come on? I don't know. You guys gonna have to tell me in the comments. Okay, well, if nothing else, you learned how to do a self-test on your IPDM, and never trust the customer, ever. Okay. Lou, how come you never trust anybody? How come you never take them at their word? All right, whatever. I shouldn't be angry. I should be very happy. I know the customer's going to be happy because, well, he ain't going to have a whole lot of a bill. Now, this car will be coming back for other work. We have a whole bunch of stuff to go through. Hold on, let me just, because nobody's telling me in the comments. Nobody's talking to me. So I want to know that all 3 lights are on. 1, 2, 3. Outstanding. Okay. That's that. Now, one of the other things I want to do while I have the car is got some lights up on the dashboard. Just wanted to make a quick update. Doing the self-test on the IDPM does not, I repeat, does not activate the brake lights. Just so you know. It's on the dashboard, see what's going on. I actually have a new app on my phone that I want to try out. So I'm going to do a screen recording from my phone after I go through with my little handheld scanner I have here. And we'll see if we can find a difference between how the 2 programs behave. So first things first, I'm using a Zurich ZR11. This classic from Harbor Freight here. I'm not knocking it. I'm really not. It's been a good machine. You know, is it a snap-on? Is it a Autel or a Launch or a D8? No. However, it has served me well over the years. I've been very happy with it. And I'm getting to a point now where I do need a new updated scanner. So I'm actually, if you guys haven't seen it or heard of it, there's 2 that I'm looking at. One is called the Phoenix Top-Don, which has bidirectional controls, key programming, ABS, SRS, all that stuff. The other one that I'm looking at is from X Tools, and it's called the D8. Now I want the Bluetooth one because I don't want to be tethered to the car. So I'm looking at those 2. They're mid-price, I guess, at the $700–800 range. The difference is I think with the Top-Don, the Phoenix, you get 3 years or lifetime updates, or the X Tools does. What's one or the other, which is cool. The other one, whichever one that is, that you have to pay for, even if you don't pay for the updates, it'll still continue working up to the model year that it was updated to. So let's say 2014 is the last update I do. I could still work on cars from 2014 all the way down to 1996. So it's something that I'm looking at now. You know, I need to up my game, because even a car like this, you know, everybody says, oh, it's a Nissan Altima. You know what? There's 13 computers on this car. I can't see them. You know, even my own truck, my Dodge Dakota, I have a airbag light on, and this can't although this says it could do SRS, it tells me there are no codes stored, yet the light is on. I tell it to clear the code, the light goes off for a second, comes back on. So I actually had to pay another shop diagnostic time to go in and tell me that my SRS module is bad, which I ordered one, should be here today. I think it's like $45. Here's the thing, that's got to be programmed to the vehicle with the VIN. And obviously this little handheld scanner can't do it, but those two machines can do VIN programming. Same thing for anybody who's ever worked on the newer Mercedes. If you change the headlight, guess what? The headlight has to be programmed to the vehicle. That's how complicated things have gotten. All right, I'm on a tangent right now. So let's see, we've got the classic. You guys see this? There we go. Classic P0420. So my short-term and long-term for bank 1 actually looks pretty damn good. Okay, bank 1, sensor 1, 0.5 volt. Short-term bank 1, sensor 1, so it's definitely doing something. Bank 1, sensor 2 is at 0.2 volts. Now this short-term bank 1, sensor 2 that's on here, okay, that's just a default that the computer has to put out because this machine is asking for a value. So let's see. Let's look at short-term bank 1, long-term bank 1, and now if you look at the short-term on bank 1, and we graph it, wait for this to start doing its thing. All right, so we could see that the voltage is bouncing up and down. Okay. Now, if we look at this, that is kind of stuck at 0.280. It really hasn't moved, which, you know, that's kind of what we want. We want that to be steady. Okay, so right now we're idling. This is bank 1, sensor 2, so this is our after cat, right? So as I step on the gas, that sucker's going up and down, and it shouldn't be. Because I'll bet you it's just about mirroring let's see. Bank 1, sensor 1. Bank 1, sensor 2. Okay, now we can see the two voltages here jumping up and down, right? So here's bank 1, sensor 1. And we should see that fluctuating. Now, ideally, I would like to see this jump between, 0.1 and 0.9 volts. We'll go back to idle. No, we may just have a lazy O2 sensor. All right, so now go to bank sensor 2. That one's working. And see how many corrections it's making. So, all right, I think that'll do. All right, so after going through with the handheld reader, this is a program that's on my phone, an app on my phone. I don't even know what it's called. Garage Pro. And I have it hooked up with a Bluetooth module to the OBD connector on the car. So we're going to see what this thing can do. I've only used it like 1 or 2 times prior to this. Normally I would use Car Gauge Pro. So we're going to see if this thing goes through and does an auto detect on everything. So give me a VIN. Good. Now this shows a bunch of modules that it's capable of doing. That doesn't necessarily mean that the car has those modules, like 4-wheel active steering. We don't have. It's not a convertible, okay? We don't have any lane cameras. It's certainly not 4-wheel drive. So I know the nice thing about this is that once it's done, it'll email me a report of everything that's on right now. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that what it sees as a fault is an actual fault. Okay, so let's see what we got. 2 faults shown here. There's our 420s. Okay. So we know that part's working. Engine, 5 faults. Let's see. 1574. Does it give me a description? No. 1805. 24 faults in the BCN. Internal malfunction. Battery voltage. These could all be stored codes. I know I dropped the customer off at his house and came back and left his key at the house. Car was still running. Transmission has faults, which I'm not surprised about because it does shift a little weird. A notification at the top was the email. Well, it'd be nice if this thing came back and said what all these codes are for. So we're going to keep them in there for now. Let's see. Meter. I don't know what that is. Oh, these are the modules. Okay. Special functions. What does that do? Key off, engine off, key on. I don't want to do that. Let's look at live data. Okay, so it took a couple of seconds to populate, but it's there. Mass airflow, intake. Take manifold pressure, 0, really. It's a little laggy, I'll say that. Okay, so what I'm looking for is in here. Two sensor monitoring, that's what I want to see. Mode 5 is used to monitor oxygen sensor readings in old Toyota and GM cars. So if your car is newer, use live data. Except that it wasn't in there. So this program sucks. I will say that right now. Alright, so let's get out of that. Let's go to let's try torque. So we're connected. Real-time information. Here we go. What do we got? Vacuum coolant. Says everything is ready as far as being complete on the sensors. However, we want to add a display, we want to do a graph. These are all of our available graphs. So let's go down. Let's see, engine RPM. Okay. Do small. That. Okay. Let's see, let's move the display there. And let's take a look at another graph for field trim, small. Put that there. Gonna add a display. It's gonna be a graph. Bank 1, sensor 1. Gonna put that there. And display graph. Bank 1, sensor 2. Gonna put that there. Gonna add a display. It's gonna be a graph. Let's see. There we go. Bank 1, sensor 1 voltage. I'm gonna put that there. And we're gonna do one more. Bank 1, sensor 2 voltage. Put that there. All right, now short-term fuel trim added, it's taken away, it's kind of going up and down. Bank 1, sensor 2. Let's let the cat just woke up. Yeah. Bank 1, sensor 1 really isn't doing a whole lot, which is... This one here. Alright, so it looks like we need, at the least, an O2 and a cat. Judging by the way that the second, the sensor 2 cat was jumping up and down. It shouldn't be. Okay, so I'll get these priced out. All right, so what it looks like is going on is that the rear O2, the after-cat O2 sensor, monitor, whatever you want to call it. Again, get ready. Here comes a side note. I've been hearing a lot of guys on YouTube lately, when it comes to doing O2 work, that they're not calling them O2 sensors because they don't sense anything, but they're calling them monitors. Now, I go to the store, I buy parts, I say I need an O2 sensor. Guess what they give me? Something that looks like an O2 sensor. So whatever name you want to put on it, you put on it. For the sake of conversation, it's an O2 sensor. Flame me in the comments if you want. I don't care. So, because that rear O2, the voltage on that should be somewhat steady, okay? The short term, okay, I should say the pre-cat O2, that's constantly making corrections, okay? The rear O2 goes back and tells the computer, okay, this is how much oxygen storage there is, or how much oxygen is in the exhaust system. So, you know, that tells the computer, give me more gas, give me less gas. Now, as you saw there, that was kind of fluctuating, okay, more than what the front O2 was. So I think we got two issues here. It looks like we have a lazy front O2 sensor, and I know that's not been replaced because I had the whole manifold off the car. I also been suspecting this cat from day one that I first saw this car. The very first job the guy gave me on this car was to replace the O2. Was to replace the exhaust system, the exhaust manifold gaskets. And I asked him, I said, did you have the car diagnosed? He goes, yeah, I got a friend of mine, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. So he drops off the car, the gaskets. I take everything apart. I put it back together, which fortunately on this car is a really, really simple job. Start the car up, and guess what? It's still loud as hell, right? So now I got to diagnose it. I get underneath the car, realize, oh, look at this. The flex pipe is broken. Okay, the flex pipe had a hole in it. So got him a new flex pipe, put that on, solved that problem. When I had the manifold off, and on this car, the manifold and the cat are one piece. Okay, now I'd show you, but it's underneath it's underneath an engine cover, and then it's also underneath a heat shield. So there's no point in me showing you anything. But these have a tendency to crack. And sure enough, this one was cracked, and somebody re-welded it. Now, the welds are fine, okay, but either the heat from the welder or, you know, because the car had an exhaust leak, okay, prior to, you know, when that cat was cracked open, the O2 sensors at that point are going to just go nuts, right? So what does the car do? It gives it more fuel. It can't burn that much fuel. So where does that fuel go? It goes down to the cats. What happens at the cat? What happens at the cat? The cat gets completely contaminated and now is inoperable. And that seems to be what's going on here. So, man needs to put some parts into the car. Driving it, I think all four wheel bearings are shot on this thing. There's just all kinds of groaning. But look, he just drives around town. We're in Southern Virginia. People down here kind of do things only when they break. So I'm not even going to get into the wheel bearings or CV axles with him. I've had this car in a number of times for little things here and there. The boots on the axles are fine, okay? The brakes are fine. It's actually a decent riding car except for the road noise. Whew, man, that was a whole lot of talking for no reason, wasn't it? Anyways, I'm going to price out a cat and an O2 sensor for this guy. Go bring him back his car, tell him everything is good, and that's that. You know what the hardest part about doing videos is? One, when the camera is on, everything goes wrong, okay? Two, people, me, have a habit of putting in too much of their own editorials. So there was a 10-minute rant I just went on that you guys are not going to see. But I just thought I'd share it with you because it's funny how you're trying to think of this stuff off the top of your head. You know, this isn't, you know, professional set up with scripts and a certain cadence to how people talk, right? You know, we do this off the cuff. We do this on the fly, which I think actually makes us more intelligent than the paid professional actors you see on some of the car channels that are out there. Anyways, the diagrams that I showed you, one diagram is a program that I pay for. The other diagram came from another YouTuber, and you really should go check out his channel. It's 737 Mechanic. This guy knows a lot about Nissans. He actually helped me out because my program didn't show me the exact path of the taillights, okay, back to the switch. It gave me everything else, but not the switch. So 737 Mechanic, all right? Nissan guy, if you're into Nissans, this is the guy to go see, all right? You'll learn a lot over there. So, if you liked the video, if you accidentally learned anything here, Give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe. Leave me a comment. Tell me you learned something or tell me you're actually dumber for watching me. Either way, I don't care. I'm still going to do my thing. I have my business. You guys do your thing. You do your business. So this was a pretty easy shoot down on this. It's one of the things I like about this job is sometimes it's good. That being said, stay safe out there. And of course, until we see you next time, peace. Hi gang, welcome to the shop. Today's your birthday or you're celebrating the anniversary of your divorce. Happy celebrations to you. Hey gang, welcome to the shop. Today's your birthday or you're celebrating the anniversary of a divorce. Happy celebrations to you. So today we got ourselves a 2007 right here, your underhood fuse panel. That's called your integrated. Let's try this again. When it comes to doing your own diagnosing, all right, wipe all of that out.